Hey guys, thank you for tuning in to Wonder Dad's Gaming. Good to have you all back here on Thursday night in the iRacing Fun League. We're going to go ahead and get things off in just a moment here. Let's go ahead and run through last week's pre-race announcements before we get started at Iowa Speedway. So this is race number 8, and we only got one race left in the Xfinity season. So we'll go ahead and go through all that in just a moment. But let's go ahead and show you guys last week's winner. And last week's winner was a new member of the Fun League, and it was Jeffrey Belk. So congratulations to Jeffrey Belk for getting his first win in the Fun League and his first win of the season at Rockingham Speedway. Guys, if you missed that video last week, it was awesome. Rockingham did put on a show, and it was about to be as expected. I wasn't sure if we'd have a lot of wrecks or little wrecks with as bumpy as the track was, but I thought the racing all around was great and it was very entertaining. So hope you guys all enjoyed last week at Rockingham, and it was definitely a cool track to throw in the schedule there. So I enjoyed it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. But congratulations to Jeffrey Belk on the win last week. P2 was Brandon Fiedler in that number 39 car. Congratulations to Brandon on getting that podium finish. Had a great car all race long. He led a couple laps here and there throughout the race, and definitely had one car to one of the cars or fastest cars on the track. One of the cars to beat. Sorry, but it was Jeffrey in the end. Jeffrey Belk just had the fastest car on track, and then he just in the closing laps he was ahead and he was pulling away from these guys. But Brandon Fiedler was up there as well in the closing laps, and these guys had the two fastest cars on track all race long. Our other iRacing Fun League member that I want to mention is David Galloway Jr. He had a heck of a car. He was up there in the lead at one point during the race and in the top three all race long. This guy is one of the guys that we've been watching for the last couple of races, and he's definitely been improving and definitely one guy to watch, and he's due for a win here very shortly. But David Galloway, we spoke from for quite some time last week after the race at Rockingham and gave us some of his point of view or some of his tips and things that to be expected from him and his team. But congratulations, David, on that podium, third place finish at Rockingham, and we'll be continuing to watch these guys moving forward. So there's your 1, 2, 3 at Rockingham. We're going to go ahead and get started here in just a second. Let's go ahead and show you guys the Xfinity season standings. So this is the current standings of the Xfinity season alone, not the overall standings. Brandon Fiedler has the top spot in the Xfinity season with 7 races. That's 7 starts up there. He has a top spot. John Ledger moved down to second, I believe, from the previous week or the last 2 weeks. Bryn George is currently third. Wes Gallows fourth. Corey Goodall fifth. Marshall Dugan is sixth. Craig Ridge Jr. seventh. We'll just run through the top 10 guys. Matthew Karakoff is eighth. Steve Mormon is ninth, and John Scheidrich rounds out your top 10. That is your top 10 in the Xfinity season. Guys, I think cars are going to go ahead and get started here in just a moment. Give me just a second here. I need to pull up. Um, oh, something. Uh-oh, live timing. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hold on just a moment here, guys, because cars are getting on track, and I just had an issue with SDK. So give me just a moment here, guys. Bear with me. I'm going to see if I can get this figured out. I know last week we had an issue too, but let's go ahead and it seems like SDK has just been totally messing up lately in the last couple of weeks, and I'm not sure why. So give us just a moment here. We'll see if I get things all underway. Right now, everybody is gridding on the field. We haven't taken one lap around the track just yet. We'll get things all situated here in just a moment. I'm seeing I had SDK up and running, and for some reason, it just decided to shut down on me right as we go to get started. So that's great. So let's go ahead and see if we can figure this out, and then we'll get things started here. Give us just a moment here, guys. We'll go ahead and show you guys on track. Right now it looks like Joe Tardif has the pole. I'm going to continue to see if I can get iRacing SDK working here, and we'll go from there. But just bear with me. I don't understand why it's not pulling up. So pace car is about to pull off here in just a moment. So while I get things try to be brought back up here in just a moment, Joe Tardif is going to lead them to green. And green flag in the air. This is lap number 1 at Iowa Speedway. Joe Tardif leads them down the backstretch. Down through turn 3 and 4 there. He's going to lead lap number 1. That's a great paint scheme. He's running that Mountain Dew number 88. But the 19 down at the bottom here with the pass down through turn 1. 19's going to race him side by side through turns 1 and 2, but Joe Tardif still hanging on to that lead. Okay, guys, I'm going to see if I can get this app reinstalled and downloaded because it just crashed on me. So we'll go ahead and do this again. Alrighty, guys, while I wait for this to go ahead and download, it looks like John Ledger is leading them to the green here. Or, I'm sorry, he's leading them on lap number 4. And I'm going to do this completely backwards, but there's John Ledger in the 25. He is leading them. Just bear with me for just a moment here, guys. Okay, here we go. I think I'm getting things all situated here. Alrighty, guys, thank you so much for tuning in and bearing with us. I appreciate y'all for hanging on. We got things all figured out. Right now, it is John Ledger in the lead in that 25 car. He has led all these last couple laps here. He started back in 3rd and moved up 2 spots to the point lead here with Matthew Karikoff right behind him. So these guys are pulling away from the field. We were actually blown by that Joe Tardif lost 5 spots on the start. He qualified on the pole, so we'll go ahead and see if we can pull up Joe Tardif here in just a moment and give him the interview because we missed him in qualifying. But Joe Tardif falling off pace here a little bit early in the race. That 19 that you saw move a couple spots back. That looks like it was 19's blinking a little bit there in front of Zachary Ward. That is the 19 of Stephen Gibson Jr. So Stephen Gibson Jr. with a little bit of a connection issue there, but he is fast right behind Joe Tardif. He was the one that was battling Joe on the first lap side by side through turns 1 and 2. These guys had some fast cars, but not sure if it's according to plan or not, but they've fallen back quite a bit through the field. So back up to the field, Karakov chasing down the lead of John Ledger in the 25 car. These guys are the 2 fastest cars on track at the moment. And we'll be keeping an eye on them all race long as we get things started. But thank you so much. Leave a comment, say hi, and I'm glad I got things all back up underway and figured out. Troy Force said, let's go, Dugan. Where's Sparky? Okay, so let's go ahead and pull up Dugan. Sorry that I kept you guys waiting. Dugan is running a new paint scheme out there tonight. He's in that green and black 45 car. And let's go ahead and see if we take a look at that. It looks like it's broker passed on the hood there. And new paint scheme. Always fun to have Marshall out there on track, and it was good to have him join us in the booth last week at Rockingham. So if you guys missed that, Dugan was up here in the booth with us helping broadcast after wrecking out a little bit early at last week's track. So I appreciate him coming up and helping me broadcast a little bit, but it was fun. I mean, it sucks to have him wreck out and have to lose some points there, but it was also really nice having him up in the booth helping me with the broadcast. So it was a great time all around. If you guys missed it, check it out. Marshall was up in the booth with us. Right now, like I said, he is on track. He's moved up 2 spots from where he started. He's currently in the 12th place position. And he's side by side with last week's 3rd place finisher, David Galloway Jr. on the inside. David Galloway making the pass, and he's going to lead, make the pass on Marshall Dugan and run the bottom through 1 and 2 off the high side in the corner. Right behind his buddy there, John Scheidrich III in the 95. John Ledger still out front in that 25, doing an amazing job in that Black Rifle Coffee paint scheme. Cars right behind him. Oh, it looked like Luke Mahone in the 34 car got a little loose getting on a turn 2. He's got Steve Mormon up on the high side looking to make the pass. These guys side by side at the line on lap number 17. It looks like Mormon's going to make the pass in the 34. Brandon Feeler in the 39 car right there behind him. Luke not giving up just yet to the inside of the 26. These guys are putting on a heck of a battle. This is the battle for 3rd and 4th right now on screen. Luke way to the bottom of the track through 3 and 4 that time. But it looks like the 26 of Steve Mormon's going to make the pass, and he's going to take that 3rd place spot away. Brandon Feeler right there behind him makes the pass on Luke Mahone as well. All right, like I said, we're going to go ahead and pull up Joe Tardif in the booth here and give him a proper interview. Hey, Joe, it's David up in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, I apologize for the lateness, but I just want to give you a congratulations on the pole there. Started P1. Loving the new Mountain Dew paint scheme you got there. But walk us through this race and walk us through the pole and everything.
The race has been good. I'm trying to save my stuff a little bit and try not to run the high side because that tears it up really quick here.
Yeah, I definitely hear you. What's to be expected at Iowa? Can you run the bottom line, and is it a multi-group track, or what's your thoughts?
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
You got any type of strategy for Iowa at all?
Save my stuff, save my stuff, save my stuff.
Alrighty, I hear you. I don't blame you one bit. You're falling off the pace a little bit there. You had the fastest car in qualifying, but I don't want to distract you too much. Good luck, and we'll talk to you later on.
All right, thank you, sir.
All right, there you heard it from Joe Tardif in the number 88. That is tonight's qualifying leader. Qualified on the pole, that number 88 Chevy Camaro. John Shirich to the bottom, trying to make the pass on the 8-8 Joe Tardif. Joe's falling off a little bit now, 9 spots back. Young Soccer Keeper says, come on, Matthew, let's go. And I'm with you as well. Matthew Karakoff, he's doing great out there tonight. He was up in second. Lost a few spots to Steve Mormon and Luke Mahone, Brandon Fiedler as well. Those two guys are flying on up there through the field. Karakoff is right where he started in the top 5. And he's got a hard-charging Stephen Gibson Jr. right behind him. I think Gibson was kind of saving towards the beginning here, but he's making his way back here to the front. But we're watching Karakoff right now in that 0-0, running the high side. We were just speaking to Joe Tardif moments ago, and I was asking him if it's a multi-groove track. I think here you can run the bottom or the high side, and that multi-groove surface or racing line really comes into play. Makes it a fun track to run at, and as we're going to be watching these guys, we'll probably see a lot of passes on the high side and a couple on the low side, and you can make it work either way. But there's Stephen Gibson dropping on the bottom, trying to make the pass. We'll watch Matthew Karakoff on the high side. He's going to get that run off the corner, as you see. Down the backstretch, he gets a big lead. So you can either run the high side or the low side, either or works. Back up here through the field, there's Brandon Fiedler in the 39. He's now made his way up to P2. And behind him's Steve Mormon and Luke Mahone right behind him for 3rd and 4th. Sharon Laraway says, happy Thursday. Good luck to Jeff in the 71. Do we not have, was Craig Bridge not able to make it out here once again? We missed him last week at Rockingham. I don't see him out there this week. But let's go ahead and pull up Jeff Laraway. There he is in the 71 car. Jeff right now is running in the 17th place position. I believe he's trying to save some tires early on this race. He's got Team Bridge Racing on the side of that number 71 Ford Mustang. P17 on lap 28, got a lot of racing left to go. We got 125 laps here at Iowa. Jeffrey Belk, last week's winner who got the EOL here tonight. He's moved up 2 spots. I believe Zachary Ward should have set up the EOL, but he's in P11 right now. And right behind Joe Tardif. Zachary Ward running P7 right now on lap number 29. He's chasing down Matthew Karakoff in that 0-0 car. And right behind him is Wes Gala, who is running a new paint scheme. Loving that Mobile 1 Toyota Supra. That paint scheme is awesome. I'm not sure if Wes made that himself. I know he does make paint schemes. But if you guys haven't seen that yet, check that car out. That car is very sharp. Wes right now is running P8. He's moved up 4 spots from where he started this race on lap number 30. That is an awesome looking paint scheme, Wes. Great looking car. All right, Steve Mormon and Stephen Gibson Jr. now battling side by side. This is the battle for 4th and 5th right now. Gibson down in the bottom. We saw Gibson leading the race early on and then kind of fell back a little bit. Not sure if that was part of his strategy to save tires or not, but he's making his way back to the front. He's running that bottom lane, which seems to be working early on at Iowa. Steve seems like he's been running that high side. He's been liking it, and as you can see, that high side, you get the run off the corner much better down the front and straightaway, or backstretch and straightaway, I'm sorry. Steve Mormon's still hanging on, though. These guys are putting on a heck of a battle. And it's Brandon Fiedler taking over the top spot from John Ledger. He makes the pass out of turn 4. And down the front stretch, he's going to lead a lap, gets those bonus points. So right now, we got a couple different leaders here at Iowa. Brandon Fiedler, John Ledger, Joe Tardif, and I believe Stephen Gibson Jr. have also led a lap. We'll be watching these guys and see who can come away with the win here tonight. But so far, it's anybody's race. Coming up on a couple lap cars here, it's the leader of Brandon Fiedler passing, it looks like, Ashley Ellison Jr. Ashley, I appreciate you coming out and racing with us tonight. Always good to have you out there with us. This is her second race of the iRacing Fun League Xfinity Series. And appreciate you coming out there and racing with us. It's a good-looking paint scheme, too, in that Toyota Supra. Awesome-looking car. Made a little bit of contact with the wall this time by, but Ashley, keep at it. And appreciate you for joining us in your second start here. Stephen Gibson Jr., though, up to the 4th place position, looking to the bottom here, trying to get there back to the top spot. Luke Mahone in the 34 car, he's moved up to 3rd. He's gained 7 spots here tonight, and that is going to be our race's biggest leader, or biggest positions gained here. Cannot talk here tonight, apparently. He has gained the most positions here tonight at +7, up to 3rd. And we'll be watching him as he makes the pass on John Ledger right now out of turns 3 and 4. Actually, not going to quite get there just yet. He falls up to goes up the track to the high side. Kind of run the middle of the corner. I've seen these guys run the middle of the corner as well. You can run the high side, low side. I don't know which one works out better. I like usually getting that run off the high side, but some of these guys making the bottom work, as we were talking about Stephen Gibson running that low side. He seems to make the low side work as John Ledger kind of run the middle of the corner. Gibson only a couple feet off the bottom line there, as you see John Ledger running way up the high side. Now that's the different kind of lines you can take here around Iowa. Look at this battle side by side for 2nd and 3rd right now. That is the battle with Luke Mahone and John Ledger. And Luke Mahone's going to make the pass on John Ledger. But look at Stephen Gibson right there behind him, looking to make the pass in the 25 as well. This time Luke Mahone way up the high side and John Ledger down to the bottom. And they're still fighting for position side by side, but it's the 34 who gains the pass. Stephen Gibson Jr. down in the bottom. I think John Ledger this time by just said go ahead and have at it. Lets him on. Ledger's going to fall back to 4th. Stephen Gibson moves up to 3rd, and Luke Mahone currently has 2nd. There's 2nd, 3rd, and 4th this time by on lap number 41 and 125. We're surely moving wrong. Oh, caution is out for the first time tonight at Iowa. And it's Wes Gallo, who we were just talking about moments ago. Let's go ahead and see if we can pull that up. Wes Gallo on the bottom of the track with Steve Mormon. Makes contact up the track into the wall. And they are wrecking right at the start-finish line. We're going to go ahead and see what happened there. I don't know if he just came too far up the track. But Wes Gallo involved with Steve Mormon. There it is again. A little closer look that time. It looks like Wes had a little bit of a bobble there. I'm not sure if there was a bump on the track, but he moved way up the track and got into the 26 of Steve Mormon. And pretty crazy. One more time, we'll take a look at this. Yeah, as you could see, the 07 kind of bobbled up the track and then just went up and got into the 26. Unfortunate for those guys, but that's what it looked like from our point of view. Alrighty, cars are, oh, and it's Steve Mormon wrecking on pit road. They are stacking up back there. That's going to lock a lot of people up, or back a lot of people up. Steve Mormon loses the nose on that car. As you can see, had a little bit of trouble getting down pit road. Everybody's down pit road this time. Oh, that whole right front tire is locked up on the 26. He's going to have to definitely use a fast repair if he wants to get back out there and resume this race. But that 26, all banged up. And misses his pit stall. Had to back up through there. So tough luck for the 26 of Steve Mormon early on in this race. Ashley Ellison Jr. out there in the 133 car. She's going to bring it down pit road momentarily and get some fresh tires on that 133. All right, so Brandon Feeler right now is being scored your race leader in that number 39. Luke Mahone right behind him in second in the 34. Stephen Gibson Jr. is currently third. John Ledger is fourth. Zachary Ward is your top 5. And Luke Mahone has now gained 8 spots from where we started, so he has the most positions gained at 8. All righty, hope you guys are enjoying this race here at Iowa. Let's go ahead and see if we can pull up Brandon and take a chat with him real quick as we get things wrapped up here with the caution. Hey, Brandon, it's David up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, what's up, David?
Hey, how's the race going out there so far? First caution of the night came out. You guys look like you have a rocket ship in that number 39. How's it going so far for you?
Going pretty good. The car doesn't launch. I don't think it launches very well. But I think that's all just kind of part of my strategy with it is just take my time, make sure I don't overrun the car. And it seems to be really, really fast on the long run, so I will take that. If it comes down to it, I think I can find some speed somewhere on a short run, but I definitely prefer the long run.
Alrighty, yeah, I definitely hear you. Now, this track, I was talking to Joe Tardif moments ago, but I think I got cut off. Now, can you run multiple groups here? Do you like the high line or the low line, or how does that work at Iowa?
Yeah, so definitely you can run the middle and the bottom in turn 1 and 2. The outside line just has a really weird bump in the middle of it, so I don't recommend it. And then you can run pretty much anywhere on the track in 3 and 4. The speed and to me, the tire saving is on the outside line, so that's kind of the lane I prefer to run.
Okay, so a little bit of strategy involved on the preferred lines. I gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, Brandon. Well, good luck. We're getting ready to go 1 to green here, so maybe we'll be talking to you later on, and good luck out there.
Yeah, hopefully that'll be the case, and thanks.
Yep, no problem. Good luck, buddy.
Thank you.
All righty, there you heard it from your race leader, Brandon Feeler, who's going to get ready to take them back to green flag racing here in 1 lap to go under caution here. So lights are off on the pace car, and we're going to get ready to go green flag racing once again. Get things back underway. Luke Mahone messing around with the pace car there in that 34. He's going to restart on the high side. Stephen Gibson's going to be restarting on the inside row right behind the leader of Brandon and that number 19. All right, everybody get stacked up once again here at Iowa. Like I said, we were just talking to Brandon, and this is a multi-groove track, which makes Iowa extremely exciting. I'm glad they brought the Cup Series here to Iowa this year, next weekend. So it's going to be an exciting race, and the pace car is off. We're getting ready to go green flag racing this time. Troy Force says Sparky in the 133. Oh, I gotcha. I wasn't sure who Sparky was when you said that. Side by side down to turn 1, 2. Look at them, 2-3 wide almost. And Luke Mahone way up the track. Troy, we will pull up Ashley here in just a moment here. We're looking at a good battle here for the lead. The 34 and the 39 side by side. They switch lanes. Brandon up to the high side and Luke Mahone down on the bottom of the 34 car. These guys are putting on the heck of a battle, but you know who's loving this is the 19 of Stephen Gibson Jr. right behind him. He is looking to make the pass when these guys race each other hard here. He's probably saying, have at it, boys. I'll save my tires and you race hard. But the 39 now up to the high side. Oh, and the 00 of Matthew Karikoff up in the wall. That time out of turn 4. A little bit of contact that time. These lead changes are awesome here at Iowa. So far we've had like 4 or 5 different lead changes. And now it's Luke Mahone's turn, the 34 car, to lead some laps. Ashley Ellison Jr., though, having a good time out there in the 133. She is up to the 18th place position. She's moved up 3 spots from where she started. So good to have her out there. Right now, she's chasing down the 333 of Corey Goodall, making the pass. That is a pass for position, so she's moved up to 17th, moved up 4 spots from where she started. Looking to get everything she can out of that car. Alrighty, back to the front. We have Luke Mahone and Brandon Fiedler 1, 2, and Stephen Gibson 3rd. John Ledger trying to get back up there to the spot. Let's see if he can rebound from losing a couple spots. We haven't talked to John lately. Let's see if we can pull him up in the chat and talk to him for just a moment. Hey, John, it's David up in the booth. You got me?
How's it going, David?
Hey, John, good to hear from you. I just want to talk to you for a little bit and see how things are going out there tonight. You had a rocket ship. You came up through the field, led a bunch of laps. Any kind of strategy after that first pit cycle?
Definitely need to save my right front more. Wore it out a little bit, but I had no one around me, and I was just running my fast laps, not even thinking about it.
Yeah, definitely. You're leading some great laps in the beginning of the race. I know you kind of started falling back a little bit there, so I don't know if tires came into play, but you were putting on a heck of a show for us in the beginning of this race, getting those bonus points as well.
Yeah, I was trying to back it off a little bit, save some fuel. I was starting to develop a strategy, maybe try and do it on one stop, but caution changed everything.
All righty. Well, good luck out there, John. Good to hear from you. Just want to chat with you, and loving that Black Rifle paint scheme. Great looking car out there.
Yep, have fun watching the race.
All righty. We'll talk to you soon. All righty. There is the 25 of John Ledger and the Black Rifle Coffee Chevy Camaro. He has moved his way up to the 4th place position. Looking to the inside of Stephen Gibson Jr. here, trying to make that pass. And there you go through turns 1 and 2 this time. Looked like Stephen Gibson Jr. moved up the track that a little bit. He's moving, looks like he's racing the middle line there. Well, maybe it's the bottom groove. But these cars can definitely move around and search around for different lines. That's what makes Iowa so exciting. But yeah, see, this time by, Stephen Gibson Jr. kind of ran through the middle and exits kind of low and then moves back up to the outside. So a couple different lines involved as we're watching these guys. Luke Mahone is still your race leader in that 34 car, moving away from 2nd place. Brandon Fiedler up in the wall. Made some contact that time. Alrighty, Matthew Karikoff, we've been watching him all race long. He had a fast car in the beginning of the race, and he's kind of moved back a little bit. He's running the 6th place position at the moment on lap number 58. Needs to rebound after that first pit cycle. He's got Zachary Ward right behind him. But we've been keeping an eye on him to see where he's going to finish. Jeffrey Belt, though, has moved up a bunch of spots. He's moved up 8. He still doesn't have the most positions gained. That title belongs to Luke Mahone right now at +9. Jeffrey Belk's moved up 8 spots. And you know who else we have out there? No, actually, we do not have Barney out there. Barney started this race, and we were actually trying to see if we could pull him up. Looks like Kane Vandemark misses a race. Barney and Mike Presley all have missed the start of this race. So unfortunate for those guys. Got Mark Ward out there in the number 10, Farmers Insurance car. A great looking car out there, Mark. We haven't talked to Mark much lately. Let's see if we can pull him up in the booth. Hey, Mark, it's David up in the booth. You got me?
Hey, Dave. How you doing, buddy? Good.
Hey, just wanted to pull you up and talk to you for a little bit. How's the race going out there tonight?
Going pretty good, man. I'm hanging on, you know. I'm just trying to get some laps in and trying to learn, you know. Just it's definitely a challenge.
Oh, I definitely hear you. I was a great track. You can run multiple lines here, and sometimes you can make the high line work. It all depends on tire savings and stuff like that. So it's a
Oh,
multi-group track.
trust me, I'm finding every line I can.
I don't blame you.
A lot of it's not by choice, you know.
Oh, definitely. I'm sure you got Zachary Ward in your ear telling you how to do it too, right?
Yeah, well, not during the race too much. I don't really talk to him too much, but he's definitely given me a lot of good pointers and stuff. So, I'm having a lot of fun with it, Dave. It's definitely been a challenge for a 60-year-old man.
Oh, I hear you. All righty. Well, hey, it's good to hear from you. Good luck out there. We watching and rooting for you. So hopefully we'll talk to you later on.
Thank you, bud. Appreciate it. Have a good one.
All right. Yep. Good luck. All righty. There you heard it from Mark Ward himself in the number 10. Good to have him out there. Jeff Laraway with the pass. Oh, it looks like you got to check up a little bit out there. They're racing side by side. These two guys racing hard for position. This is for 16th and 17th, it looks like. And they're going back and forth. These guys putting on a heck of a battle right now. And Jeff Laraway making the pass on the 10 of Mark Ward. Alrighty, back up front. Look at the battle here between first, second, and third. They are all stacked up in a line, and it looks like Luke Mahone has actually lost a spot to Brandon Fiedler in the 39. So Brandon retakes over that top spot and is going to lead this race on lap number 66. And it looks like Steven Gibson Jr. hanging on the tail end here for the third spot. He runs the high line, and he's chasing these guys down. He wants a piece of that action, get that lead. These guys are putting on a heck of a battle all race long, and look who's coming up through the field. It is Jeffrey Belk in the number 55. He won last week at Rockingham in his first ever start in the iRacing Fun League, and here he is up in the top 5, plus 9 spots here tonight at Iowa, and looking like a strong, fast car out there in that Toyota Supra. Let's see if what's to come of him throughout the rest of this race. John Ledger moves down to 1 spot to the 5th place position. And Zachary Ward, we haven't talked about him much lately tonight, but he's moved up 1 spot to 6th place. Matthew Karikoff runs 7th, Joe Tardif 8th. Joe's kind of running right there, the 8th place position towards the back of the top 10, looking to get there towards the lead. Elliot Swope out there tonight. Good to have you out there, Elliot. Appreciate you for joining us. He is racing hard with David Galloway Jr. for the P910. And Elliot Swope to the bottom of the track. David Galloway Jr. had a great week last week at Rockingham. Good points week. And right behind them is Steve Mormon in the 26 car. He had a little bit of issue with Wes Gallo early on this race, and they are still racing side by side with each other. That is the battle for 11th and 12th. John Scheidrich in the 95, he's back there in the 13th place position. He's moved up 4 spots from where he started. Eric Olson, who's also moved up 5 spots from where he started. He's running 14th, looking to make some points up here at Iowa and have a good race going. Marshall Dugan is running 15th right now. And just kind of moving our way through the field, we have also Jeff Laraway, who is running 16th. Corey Goodall right now is running 17th. Mark Ward is running 18th. Ashley Ellison Jr., I believe she is not on track. Ashley Ellison Jr. is actually off track at the moment. We didn't get to see what happened. And so it looks like Mark Ward is going to be your last spot. Kane Vandemark did not make the race. There's your leader, Brandon Fiedler, in the number 39, putting on a heck of a show. He's moving away from the rest of the field. I think he was kind of saving tires on that last restart and playing it safe with Luke Mahone taking the lead over from him. But look at the battle for 2nd and 3rd right now. Steven Gibson Jr. all over the bumper of that 34 car to the inside, trying to make the pass on Mahone. Not quite going to make the pass. That high sign's going to get the run off the corner. As you see, the 34 car's fast. Steven Gibson Jr. falls back in line, but he wants to go back to the bottom once again through turns 1 and 2. 19 cars looking faster right now. He wants to get that spot away from him and move up to the lead. The faster he can put Luke Mahone behind him, the faster he can try to gain on the leader. But also look at Jeffrey Belt, though. He's putting on a heck of a show. He's getting up there. He wants to round these guys as well. So he's kind of just waiting to make his move, trying to see what that 19 car is going to do. Down at the bottom of the track here, the 19 once again. Not quite going to make the pass. Luke Mahone's doing a great job of keeping them back there. Oh, and 19 down the bottom of the track. He's going to come down pit road, get some tires. So not sure if that was a scheduled pit stop, but he's going to bring her down pit road on lap number 76. That allows the 55 to make the battle with the 34, and he makes the pass. Actually, not quite. Still side by side down the backstretch in through turns 3 and 4. He'll make the pass this time by. Look at John Ledger back there in the 25. He's coming up through the field. He wants to back up here towards the front. And you never want to count this guy out, but here is Zachary Ward, the number 9, making his way through the field. He is now running top 5. So we'll be watching these guys to see. We'll ride on board with Zachary Ward for a couple laps and see how he can get up through the field and if he can make his way up here to the leaders. We'll see what kind of lines he's running here as we get things going. Zachary Ward's so smooth at these tracks. He's a proven winner in the iRacing Fun Leagues, won many times with us here. And he's definitely one of these guys I love to watch all race long. Knows how to get it done. So down at the bottom of the track he goes this time. These Xfinity cars are a lot of fun, especially at Iowa. You can see him running different lines here. I'm not sure if he's trying to stay with the draft a little bit here, or even if the draft even does come into play at all. But he ran the bottom of the track through turns 1 and 2, and then kind of ran the middle through 3 and 4. So once again, he goes down to the bottom through 1 and 2, and he's making up some ground on these guys. These guys are kind of fighting hard for position. That's playing out in Zachary Ward's favor. To the high side this time through 3 and 4. It just kind of gives you guys an idea of the lines these guys are running. Right to the bumper, the 25 of John Ledger. See if he'll make the pass. He's kind of just waiting to make his move here. Doesn't want to wear the tires out, trying to make up his position. John kind of wiggles it off the backstretch there down into turn 3. But you can see how much speed you get running the high side off the corner. Zachary Ward's going to pass him down on the bottom side. And there you have it, Zachary Ward, the 9, to the bottom around John Ledger. He'll push up the track. And Jeffrey Belt gets the pass again on Luke Mahone. These guys are battling really hard for position, but at the 55 takes over the second place. All these cars are doing a great job out here tonight. Some really good battles all race long. So John Scheidrich in the 95, he's moved up a couple spots. He's moved up 8 exactly. He is now the second car with the most positions gained. He's moved up 8, and Jeffrey Belt now has the most at 11. But the 95 car making his way through the field. He's currently running 9th. Down through turns 1 and 2, it is 00 Karikoff on screen in front of the 95, and Steve Mormon the 26. Steve Mormon is still trying to rebound from that first caution of the race where he was involved with Wes Gallo. But a couple of cars coming down pit road. It looks like Zachary Ward makes his way to pit road. Oh, wait, I'm sorry, that's not Zachary Ward. That is actually Elliott Swope we were looking at in that red and black car. I thought for a second that was a 9. But Elliott Swope and Matthew Karakoff making their way down pit road for the second time of the night. That 00 is all scraped up on the right side. But here is the battle for second and third with Jeffrey Belk and Luke Mahone. These guys will not give it a rest until this race is over. And Zachary Ward, who we said don't count out, he's right there, back there in the 4th place position. Lap 87 of 125. These guys are going to have to bring down pit road pretty soon. As they make the pass on Mark Ward in the 10. The 9 down at the bottom of the track. He's going to make the pass on the 34. Watch that run of 34 on the high side. He's going to maintain that position. You can get speed going in through the corner if you dive down the bottom side, but that run off the corner comes into play on the high side. So you really have to watch your corner entry, corner exit, and how you make your passes and how you choose the battles, really. The 34 kind of backs off a little bit. That's going to allow Zachary Ward on by, so Zachary Ward moves up to 3rd, right behind Jeffrey Belk. But it's not over yet. Look at the 34 down at the bottom of the track. Now they're still racing side by side. I knew Iowa was going to be a great track with a lot of passes, and it definitely has not disappointed so far. We see Stephen Gibson Jr. back there on fresh tires. He's going to make his way through the field. He came down early, and we'll see if that comes into play for him. As he's trying to make the pass on these guys with older tires, almost makes contact with the 34. Oh, and it's the 9 that pulls off on pit road. Brings it down pit road for the 2nd or 3rd time tonight. All by himself down pit road. Steve Mormon, the 26, is in 6th place positions, trying to rebound from that early incident. Luke Mahone still running 3rd, and the leader of Brandon Feeler, he brings it down pit road as well. And the 2nd and 3rd place guys right behind him, they're all bringing it down pit road. That's going to allow the 25 of John Ledger to take over the lead. Wes Gallo also stays out in the 07, along with Steve Mormon and Eric Olson. That is your 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th place positions. John Ledger down pit road. And that's going to allow Wes Gallo to stay out and lead a lap, so he gets those bonus points. So we'll go ahead and see if Wes Gallo is going to bring it down pit road. Not sure what his strategy is at this point in the race, but he stayed out for those bonus points. I wouldn't be surprised if he decides to bring it down here shortly. Marshall Dugan also on pit road as well. In the 45 car, he makes his way down. And keep an eye on Stephen Gibson as things get cycled through. It'd be interesting to see where he winds up at. He was one of the early cars to come down pit road for the first time and get those fresh tires put on. So as he's making his way through the field, we'll see where things get cycled through at, because right now he's running P5, but I believe out of all the cars that have pitted, he is the lead car on the lead lap. Everybody in front of him still has yet to pit. So Stephen Gibson, in theory, should retake over the lead once we get back to once we get things cycled through here. Looking at the live leaderboard right now, Mormon on pit road. Eric Olson is going to stay out and lead a lap. So Eric Olson in the 64, he is now your race leader. And Gibson right there in second, waiting to take the lead away. So Gibson running a little bit of strategy here. Let's see if it plays out for him and what he does with it. Eric Olson makes his way to pit road this time by, so the leader comes in on lap number 97. Alrighty, that allows Steven Gibson Jr. in the 19 car to retake this lead over. And he'll retake it on lap number 98. He hasn't led a lap yet. That was still Eric Olson who led that last lap. So Brandon Feeler now 5 seconds back, or just 4.5 seconds back off the lead of Steven Gibson Jr. We'll see where things get stacked back up. So Steven, with a little bit of a strategy call here, came down pit road early, and that allowed him to gain that track position and retake the lead. And it'll be interesting to see if he can hold off this lead, because Brandon's going to be charging up through the field on those fresh tires. He's only 3.6 seconds back now. And he's going to be chasing him down with these last 30 laps to go. Looks like 25 laps to go this time by. That was my mistake. Jeffrey Belk third and Zachary Ward fourth. And Luke Mahone right now is P5, so we'll see if Steven Gibson can hang on that lead and run this to the end. But I believe Brandon Feeler is going to chase him down and retake this lead over, because he's down to 2.1 seconds back. He is gaining on him every lap. And as you can see, there's Corey Goodall to the inside of the leader. And Brandon is slowly going to take that lead away as he plucks away each lap. Right behind him, there is Eric Olson in the 64 car, who just came down pit road momentarily. He got those bonus points for leading the lap. Gibson Jr. is going to be in a lot of trouble once Brandon Feeler gets to the back bumper of the 19. He's going to make that pass, and it's going to be quick. He's only half a second back. So the 19 is in trouble. He's going to be running out of fresh tires here with 23 laps to go. There's the battle for first, second. Jeffrey Belk is 4.3 back. He's got some ground to make up still. But here's the pass. 39 down to the inside. Are they going to make contact? The 19 tries to close the door on him. The 39 backs off just a hair. He's going to wait to make his move. 21 laps to go at the line this time by. Steven Gibson Jr. is going to have his hands full with that 39. The 39 down the bottom of the track, now side by side down the backstretch, and he makes the pass with 21 laps to go, and he flies by with full speed ahead. As I mentioned earlier, that 39 has fresh tires, and he's going to pull away from these guys. There's Eric Olson, the 64, being very impressive tonight. He's led some laps here, got those bonus points for leading a lap, and he gets around these guys. Let's see if we can pull up Eric. We haven't talked to Eric in a while. Hey, Eric, it's David. You got me? Hey, Eric, it's David. You got me? Eric? Sorry, I think Eric's got his hands full right now. He's racing. We'll let him be, but right now we've been watching John Ledger and Brent Fiedler. Ledger is a lap down, trying to get his lap back, so I believe he is now on the lead lap after making that pass with the leader of Brent Fiedler. So 25 now on the lead lap. And as you can see on the scoring pylon, it's Vandermark, Barney Sigmund, and Mike Presley all off track. They're out of this race. And unfortunately, Ashley Ellison Jr. as well being out of this race. She's currently being scored in the 19th place position. $16 laps to go at Iowa Speedway. Things are heating up. And this 39 of Brent Fiedler is definitely pulled away from the rest of the field. But look at this, Zachary Ward up to third. He's made the pass on Jeffrey Belk. There you have the 55 of Jeffrey Belk, last week's winner, and Zachary Ward. These two guys are battling for second and third, rather. Or, I'm sorry, third and fourth. Gibson Jr., though, is kind of blinking out there a little bit. Or disappeared for just a moment. There is the 55 of Jeffrey Belk behind Zachary Ward, and also Luke Mahone right behind him in the 34. These two guys trying to catch up to Zachary Ward. Zach's doing a great job out there getting back on the throttle, keeping it smooth here at Iowa. Zachary Ward's running that landpirate.com paint scheme. It's a new paint scheme I haven't seen yet. Awesome looking paint. $12 laps to go at the line. Wes Gallo's kind of rebounded nicely. He was involved in the first caution of the race with Steve Mormon, but he's moved up to the 6th place position right behind Jeffrey Belk. So he has moved up quite a bit here since then, and he's rebounded pretty nicely. Joe Tardif right now still runs 7th place. I want to thank all you guys for coming out here and tuning in on Wonder Dance Gaming and in the iRacing Fun League. Thank you so much for watching with us. Let's go ahead and pull up those playoff points. And there you have it on screen. This is after last week at Rockingham. John Ledger currently has the playoff point standings. And we're going to get things all wrapped up next week as our last race in the Xfinity Series. And then we're going to award some more bonus points for the finishing top 10 positions of the Xfinity season. So stay tuned. Next week we'll get the last race in and get those points updated. But right now, there is who is locked in the green. The yellow are all so far pointing themselves into the playoffs, and then everybody in the red is just outside of making the playoffs. And like we said before in this season, you have to race with us at least 15 times to be eligible with a win. So right now, Jeffrey Belk is not capable of running the playoffs unless he races 15 times, and I don't know if we have 15 races left, so I don't know if Jeffrey Belk will be eligible unless he points his way in from here on out. It's kind of our way of showing like how the NASCAR Cup Series in real life has the full-time, you have to be a full-time driver with a win to be eligible for the playoffs. It's kind of our way of having it to where full-time drivers are eligible. Obviously, not everybody is expected to make every single race this season, so that's why we made it to at least 15. Hopefully that explains it pretty easily for you guys. But right now, we're still watching Brent Fiedler lead this thing with 7 laps to go. And here is the battle between Stephen Gibson Jr. and Zachary Ward for 2nd and 3rd. Gibson kind of falling off the pace here with those old tires now, and Zachary Ward has caught the bumper of the 19, waiting to make the pass. We'll see if he can get it done. The 19 puts the block in the 9 of Zachary Ward. Wants that top spot. That's going to be some good points for the 19. Steven Gibson Jr. is going to have a win, though. He hasn't. Oh, 25 up the wall. The 25 is in the wall. That is the 25 of John Ledger. He is up the wall on the high side. 5 laps to go. Not sure if he has an issue there. John Ledger crashed. Let's see if we can pull that up. That's the only thing I see so far. I don't see if there was an issue here. Oh, yep, he made hard contact with the wall. So 4 laps to go. The 39 of Brandon Fiedler still out front. And he is walking away from second, which is Zachary Ward now, who made the pass on Steven Gibson Jr. As we were talking about, the 9, I believe, has fresher tires than the 19. So he gets on by, and Steven Gibson's now going to be under fire from Luke Mahone here in just a moment. The 25 of John Ledger still on the high side of the track. Not sure what's going on there, but no caution has come out. I'm not sure if he's trying to trigger a caution here, but that would definitely be a bad thing. 2 laps to go. Zachary Ward is trying to chase down the lead of Brandon Fiedler. He is 3.1 seconds off the lead. There's the 39 of Brandon Fiedler, who takes his white flag this time. 1 lap to go around this track. And there you have it. The 39 of Brandon Fiedler takes the win, with Eric Olson right behind him at the line there. Eric Olson finishes 14. The 39 with another win this season. Brandon's going to catch his way up through the field in these point standings here. Like I said, you have to participate at least 15 times, but he is going to be moving up through the field. Brandon has 2 wins already. I believe this is his 3rd win of the season. And he has raced with us 7 times, so he should be able to make the eligibility for the playoffs. There's his teammates in the 34. Give him the congratulations there. There's your unofficial results. Brandon Fiedler has won this thing at Iowa for the 3rd time this season. Zachary Ward comes home P2. Steven Gibson comes home P3. There is Brandon Fiedler, though, with the win. Alrighty, congratulations, Brandon. Let's see if we can pull him up in the chat. Give him a little nice race interview. Hey, Brandon. This is David Booth. You got me?
Yeah, what's up, David?
Hey, congratulations on the win. I believe that is your 3rd win of the season, 3rd or 4th win of the season. How did the race go out there for you tonight? I know you had one of the fastest cars all race long. You did a heck of a job, but how did it go?
It went very well. It's kind of what I thought it was. I thought I had a really, really good long run car. That's how Luke was able to kind of stay ahead of me for a little bit on that restart there. But once the run kind of went on, the car just came to life and was an absolute rocket ship again. And I was a little scared there at the end with the 25. I don't know if something broke or what happened, but I didn't know if we were going to throw a caution. I didn't know if we weren't. I was really hoping we weren't. But yeah, really happy that I came home with the win tonight.
Yeah, I was actually really confused by that myself. I'm not sure if he was trying to trigger a caution, which that would have been pretty bad. We definitely didn't want that to happen. So the 25, we'll have to take a look into that ourselves and see what was going on there. It looked like he made contact with the wall, just never came off of it. But nonetheless, it worked out in your favor. He came home with the win, and congratulations on that.
Thanks. Yeah, the only reason I think maybe something had broken is I was right behind him when he started to get up into the wall, and the car just didn't look like it broke. The car didn't look like it broke getting into 3 at all. So that's really just kind of what my thought was, is maybe something just broke on the car or on his sim.
Alrighty, hey, I also wanted to bring up one thing because we were talking about the playoff standings just moments ago. It looks like you are right now 6th place in the playoff standings. I believe you have 7 or 8 races. If you do continue to race with us in the next season, it looks like you should be eligible for the playoffs. So that's always a good thing there.
Yeah, that's the plan. Like I said, I might miss 1 race, but I think that'll still put me at 16 for the regular season. Because I'm going to be out of town for the 4th of July race. So, but I should be able to make everything else.
Alrighty, Brandon. Well, it's good to hear from you, and congratulations on that win once again. You put on a heck of a show. So thanks for talking with us. I hope you have a good weekend, and we'll see from you next week.
Yeah, thanks. Hope you have a good weekend too. Thanks for broadcasting again.
Yeah, of course, no problem. We love doing it, or I mean, I love doing it. I hope you guys all enjoy racing with us. And next week, I just want to remind everybody, it is the last race of the Xfinity season, so definitely going to be an exciting one to watch as well.
Yeah, I think I should be pretty good there. I feel like I'm pretty good on short tracks. In New Hampshire's kind of has that short track feel to it. So hopefully I can continue this momentum.
Awesome. Well, good to hear from you, Brandon. Have a good weekend, and good luck out there next weekend and the last race.
Thanks. You have a good weekend too, David.
Take it easy. Alrighty, there you heard it from your race winner, Brandon Fiedler in the 39, who comes home P1. Let's see if we can pull up Zachary Ward and talk with him. Hey, Zach, it's David up the booth. You got me?
Hey, David, what's up?
Hey, man, we were watching you all race long, and you were coming up through the field, and you had a fast car. Man, how did that race go for you? P2, congratulations on that.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take a P2. I think I just oversaved. I mean, I was really good at the end of each run just because, I mean, I was saving the right front, but I think I was trying to make up the ground too late. So, I mean, when you make a gap like that where the leader's got you by a straightaway, it's hard to make up even with a tire advantage.
Right, I hear you. I know you made the pass on Steven Gibson in the last 10 laps or so. You pitted way after him. He pitted really early, and I don't know if he did that to try and make up a little bit of strategy there, make up track position. But we watched you pass him there in the closing laps as well.
Yeah, I was just talking to him about it. He was just trying to short pit to run more laps on fresher tires, but I was thinking about doing it. I was thinking about following him down there, but it was just too risky with the possible yellow coming out. Because I mean, a green flag stop here, you go down 2 laps, so that kind of would end your race there if a yellow were to come out. But yeah, just not enough laps there at the end.
All right, well, it's good to hear from you, Zach. Thank you, as always, for everything that you do in the iRacing Fun League, and congrats on P2. And we'll talk to you next week in the last race of the Xfinity season.
Sounds good. Thank you. Thank you for broadcasting as always.
No problem. You have a good weekend. We'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good. You too. Bye.
All righty, there you heard it from P2, Zachary Ward, and that number 9 car. Let's see if we can pull up Steven Gibson Jr. real quick. Hey, Steven, it's David in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, David.
Hey, I just want to say congratulations on P3 out there. Man, you put on a heck of a show. You were leading the race early on the race, and then a little bit of pit strategy there where you came early and tried to make up track position. How'd it go in your race?
Well, yeah, I was just trying to realistically just split the stage in half and hope that I figured that the tires would be fresh enough to where I would catch up to them, be on the lead lap. Maybe get the first, and then like a caution would happen, and I can just go right back in and have fresh tires from there on out. But caution never happened. it was good racing with Zach there at the end. I was basically just having to downshift down the third to just really save the entry in the corner because I just wiped out the tires too much trying to gain time on people. But it was really fun racing with everybody tonight.
Yeah, definitely. I'm glad you had a good time out there, and we definitely were excited watching your strategy. It was definitely fun to watch, and I assumed that's what you were hoping for as well. Maybe a caution would come out, and you'd have some good fresh tires for these guys. But it was exciting watching you though, and good try out there.
Yeah, thank you, David. Really appreciate it. Yeah, just think cars just didn't fall in our favor there, and maybe next week it will.
All right, Stephen, well, it's good to hear from you. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, thank you, David.
Yep, have a good weekend. All right, there you guys heard it from P3, Stephen Gibson, in that number 19 car. So Luke Mahoney out there comes home P4. Let's see if we can pull up him. Hey, Luke, it's David in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, once again, love that paint scheme. I love that color. That car is sharp out there. P4 out there tonight. I saw you up there racing a couple laps and whatnot. How did your race go?
Went pretty well. I didn't have any practice once again, other than the session practice. But yeah, it went pretty well. I had a lot of fun. Track's fun because it's hot, so you can slide around and throw the car, and it's not super hot to where you'll spin out every corner. But I enjoyed it, racing for the lead there, a few laps. Yeah, it sucks I couldn't pull off a win or anything, but I'm happy for Brandon. We have a 5-race win streak with EGR, so hope we can keep that going into next week and the week beyond.
Awesome. That's awesome to hear. Well, yeah, it was exciting watching you guys and everybody run the different lines that they did. Iowa being a multi-groove track, running high or low. It was entertaining watching everybody and what lines they like to run. And I guess like you said, not having the practice that you needed. It's one of those things where you can run some fast laps, but as the track changes or the tires wear, trying to figure out where you need to put that car, I guess that really comes into play though.
Yeah, definitely. I know Brandon, he definitely deserved this. He puts in a lot of time, running long runs on these different tracks. So, yeah, he definitely earned this one.
All right, well, it's good talking to you. Congrats on the top 5 finish, and hope you have a good weekend. We'll talk to you soon, Luke.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
All right, there you heard it from P4 finisher Luke Mahone. Jeffrey Belt comes home P5. Let's see if we can pull up Jeffrey real quick. Hey, Jeffrey, it's David on the booth. You got me?
Yeah, how you doing, David?
Hey, I just want to get with all my guys in the top 5 real quick before we get things all wrapped up. Congratulations on top 5, and you put on a heck of a show out there. It looked like you were going to come close to winning this thing once again, back to back. You were moving up through the field, and how'd your race go?
Yeah, I mean, starting from the tail end of the field, just having to work your way through the field, was able to save tires with that, let everyone use their stuff up, and then use up mine until the caution came out. At that point, it's just run what you brung. And last pit stop, I tried an alternate strategy. I only took right sides instead of 4 all around, and was able to hold on, but not able to actually pull anything off with it.
Right, I hear you. Now, we were talking to Luke just moments ago about he needed some more practice to really figure this track out, but was it the long runs and the tire wear where the multi grooves come to play, like where you need to position the car? Would that have mattered if you in track position or starting deep in the field, or how did that all work?
Really starting in the back, just you're trying to save tires, run the high line, not getting on the throttle too much, just conserving, and then as everyone else gets racing and starts chewing their stuff up, you've got that left over, so you're being able to pull tenths on everyone ahead.
Alrighty, yep, I hear you. Well, thank you for talking with us. Congratulations on back-to-back top 5 finishes. I know you're looking for that win once again, go back-to-back, but still, nonetheless, great finish from you as well. So, congratulations. Thank you for joining the iRacing Fun League, and we'll talk to you soon. You have a good weekend, all right?
Yeah, thank you as well.
Alrighty, we'll see you next week. Alrighty, there you heard it from P5 finisher Jeffrey Belk. There's your top 5 finishers. Hope you guys all enjoyed that out there and watching us. I appreciate it. We're going to go ahead and get things wrapped up. But before we get things finished here tonight, let's go ahead and pull up the schedule because there's your points real quick. But we'll pull up the schedule. And there is your last race of the Xfinity season at New Hampshire. That is next Thursday, June 20th, and we're going to get this all wrapped up and get those bonus points awarded to the guys in the top 10 finishing positions. Just like we did with the truck season, where Matthew Karikoff won the truck season, we're going to find out who is going to be our Xfinity champion. And right now, it's looking like Brandon Fiedler has the top spot, and we'll see if he can finish this thing and get that lead. There you have it, Brandon Fiedler, who is winning and leading. Leading the point standings. But thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next week at New Hampshire. Hope you guys all enjoyed that, and we'll pick things back up then and get to that last race knocked out. So you guys have a good weekend, have a good night, and we'll see you next week. We're out.